Welcome, everyone. This is Polly Needles, and you're listening to LOTRO Players News, where we take a look at the latest news in LOTRO and here at LOTRO Players. And this week we have with us Terry Adwin,
Hi!
Senswinda,
Hello.
Guarendis,
Hello, everyone.
Arendis,
Hey, everybody.
and Calabathian.
Beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes. Hi, y'all.
Are you still stuck on Thanksgiving mode?
I think
Yeah.
so. I think she is.
Yes. This week's news is that there's no news. It was pretty much a lax week over at Standing Stone Games because of the American holiday that was at the end of the week. Therefore, we have no Beacon this week. But of course,
No news is good news.
I mean, they were all working from home anyway. I don't see why this should make such a difference. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Maybe I better not answer that one. But of course, there are the usual annual Black Friday sales. And Terry, what's on sale for this week for Black Friday?
Actually, there was a lot of really good stuff on sale for Black Friday. And as soon as the page opens, I'll tell you what it was. So on the in-game store, we have 75% off Valars. No Sans, you don't need any more. Really? Really?
But they're 75%
No.
off, and I had saved up for one, and now I can get 3?
No.
Yeah.
Just no. No.
It's so much fun, though, and it's such a good
No.
deal.
I'm with Sans on this one.
50% off select races and classes, which is the Bjorning plus character slot bundle, the Runekeeper and the Warden, High Elf and the Stout Axe, and 35% off Black Steel keys, the single and 5 key bundles. LOTRO points through the 30th, which is Monday. We have double bonus points, so base plus your bonus points times 2, which is awesome. Also, we, for a limited time only, so if you're just listening to this when it comes out on the day of Monday, hurry to the store now and spend all of those points that you saved up to get Valars on carry-alls! Because they put task carry-alls in the store!
Or get
So
both.
you can actually, I mean, we've had crafting ones for a while, but they've got the task ones in the store, and those are fantastic.
The Arias are cheaper.
Also, there are essence and housing and instrument ones in case you have lots of bag space devoted to those things. And I'm looking at Terry's bags and going, I really should get her one of those small essence bags. But I haven't bought anything yet, weirdly enough. Also, in the LOTRO market, so things you can buy with real money, we have 50% off of expansions through Mordor. So, Minas Morgul and War of Three Peaks do not apply, but everything up to and including Mordor is 50% off. So if you didn't already get like everything but Mordor for free, you can get them for 50% off with real cash. And you can also get Mordor 50% off, which, if we'd known this like 6 months ago, people would have saved and not bought their Mordor or Ultimate versions, because it includes the Ultimate and Collector's Editions in addition to the Standard Edition, which is actually kind of really awesome.
That's really cool. Dang it!
Yeah. And that's the Black Friday sales.
I do find it interesting, their wording, talking about the expansions and how they're going to be leaving this store. So I'm wondering, okay, is it like the exclusive stuff is going to get switched somehow?
Yeah.
That's
it's leaving the LOTRO market. And
to be repackaged and be available later.
Right, because what's happening is that the old LOTRO market is going to be closing down. And
because they're switching stuff over.
Right, because they have this new system that they started with War of Three Peaks.
Yeah, but it does say it may not include the exact same bonus items. So
right,
there's something in there that looks really cool.
Yeah. But who knows? Maybe the new version will have something cooler. One of the things is they might be. It could be that the quad pack is going to turn into a hex pack or something like that.
Ooh, that would be pretty cool. It's a hex pack. curses.
And you get a curse, and you get a curse, and you get an Arya. Congratulations! Now go spend 82 days in Minas Tirith.
Well, see, that's the downside of the Arya. I mean, even the 120 Arya, you still have to level up that LI. Even yes, it's imbued, but you still have to level up the things, which requires the grind in Minas Tirith. Yay!
It's not perfect, but it's so much better than all the other Aryas, and it's fun. And you'd have to spend 82 days in Minas Tirith anyway, even if you didn't Arya, you'd just have to also work to imbue it and get all the Starlit Crystals. And the relics.
Sans, you don't need another.
Or you just skip all of that and don't bother doing raiding stuff, because you don't actually need top tier weapons to do landscape content, I promise.
But you need decent ones, or else you don't do very good damage. In fact, mobs will kill you. More often.
Only in the high stuff. I mean, if you're level 120 and you Aria'd and you're still doing the epic stuff, you're like, you know, oh, look, it's level 20. Oh, no, I'm going to die. What?
No, you'll be
But
fine
you
under level.
You get halfway decent quest rewards, though, so you don't need super awesome, the best gear ever.
Yes, but
maybe
Sans likes to raid.
Maybe that's less necessary if you're wearing heavy armor. I would like to kill things as a hunter before they get to me most of the
It's
time.
also less necessary if you run with friends, so...
True.
And let's face it, if you're a champion or a hunter, there's not a lot of necessity in any of that.
You still need a weapon that's kind of on level.
Oh no. As a hunter who runs with a captain, and captain champions both have heavy armor, trust me, when you're running some of that in-game stuff, it's a lot nicer if you at least have a better morale pool with some better gear, because that place is deadly, even with a friend.
Yes. Now, of course, on top of the Black Friday sales, we also have our regular weekly sales. So what is on the regular sale for this week, Terry?
Crafting garbage.
Oh.
We did get a halfway decent weekly coupon. We got a Skill and Slayer D boost ×1 with Skill Slayer boost 1. And then we got 25% off crafting guild access, ingredient packs, crafting accelerators, rapid craft, crafting tiers, and recipe books now through December 3rd.
Whee!
Yeah, nothing to really write home about.
Then let's go to our weekend LOTRO, and I hope there's something to write home about in that. Calabathian, what did you do?
Not much.
Oh.
I graded again. Anyway, I went and I ate stuff, leftovers, and anyway. Actually, on the game, I returned to the Misty Mountains to help Terry's character catch up in the academy, and relished once again smashing giant toes with my champ's hammer.
Yeah, that two-handed hammer is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's raw, and I'm like, haha, I feel so mighty. And across the landscape echoes the boom. It's like, there's a champion around here. With the rejects, there was Earth, Wing, and Fire. Not Fire yet, but it's open now that we did the Earth Wing with the rejects. But it's Earth, Wing, and Fire. See? Ah, you see what I did there. I did go shopping, and I gave several of my characters large task and crafting bags. Some of them already had them. Others just needed the task bag. One or two actually did need both. So I went ahead and did that. Yay! Room in my bags. And then I pushed my Laurelin Calabathian through Pella. Except for the epic instance thing, and I'm going on to the upper Lebanon. So yeah, like I said, not too much because it was a week. Horrendous. How about you?
Well, I was in a similar boat. I am also in the process of having a week, but I did do a little bit. My lore master ran with the rejects, so that was fun. I have also gotten my main Erendis up to level 90, so that's the highest non-Valard that I've ever gotten as far as level range goes. Continuing to outlevel the epic story, so I'm trying to be better about that, but the side quests are just too much fun for right now. I did slap Grima multiple times. Well, yeah, I need to get one of those. I really do. It's becoming a problem.
It's really cheap.
I slap. I know. I just keep forgetting to get one.
But is it cheaper than a Valar?
But as far as just other stuff I did, besides getting Erendis up to 90, I've just been kind of mostly hanging out around Snowborn and doing some of the side Crofts area quite a bit. It's been fun so far. That was pretty much my week. Guer, how was yours?
Well, I too was in the group that ran the Earthwing with the rejects. That was actually my first time in the instance. I think I watched the girls run it a long time ago before I was running with you guys, but I had never been in there myself, so that was kind of cool to do. My guardian spent some time in Eregion and then entered Moria and began questing. She's actually made it to the Chamber of Crossroads today, but one of the last things you do is you're talking to Thetmar in the Deep Descent, and he tells you to go and offer your help at the Chamber of Crossroads. And the person that you talk to is a dwarf named Lickmund, who in his quest text says, yeah, he's probably sent you to check on me because I owe him money since the last time we were running around together. Well, it hit me that these are the two dwarves you see in Anak Kerfu at a level 130 gambling, and Lickman once again is not having good luck.
Oh my gosh.
And I was dying laughing when I really just the light bulb went on, like, oh my gosh, this is hilarious. So yeah, that was thank you SSG for I know that we met a lot of the dwarves we had met and quested with and escorted on missions of an NPC nature in the past they're at the War of the Three Peaks, all the ones we'd seen before, but they didn't have any quests that you were involved with. They just left them there in the game for those of us who have a light bulb go on to go, oh my gosh. So anyway, yeah, that was great. I really appreciate that. Thank you, writers for SSG. The Hobbit Hunter and her minstrel companion moved into Enidwaith and did questing for Ekadegaris and I think it was Ekad Saradan. And we've made it as far as we rode down to Lanark, and then we need to kind of ride back up again a little bit and start questing somewhere. But we thought that would be a nice, safe place to log back in. And Guer on Monday evening ran Tier 1 with a group into the Remerkant.
Oh my gosh.
That was quite an experience. We had a very wonderful raid leader who was like great about he knew that there were several of us in there that were running it for the deed and would explain the mechanics and how things were going to work. Is there any questions? You could clarify your role, what you it was a wonderful experience. But that don't know that I'm a huge raider. It was really cool to do that, and I do actually need to do it again because I didn't realize at the time that for the final deed completion where you get like all of the cosmetic armor, you need to kill the side bosses before you finally kill Shelob. When we just did all the bosses and then Shelob and then went back to get the other 3 side bosses, and I can barter for gear, which is great, but I still have to go back in there again sometime. So I'm still up for any adventure like that at least once more in my future to get the deed done correctly. And then earlier today, I spent a lot of fun time running around with Sans in Minas Tirith Midsummer, just kind of being ridiculous and hilariously funny to celebrate my birthday in real life. So that was a great experience. Sans, what did you get up to this week?
Well, one of the most memorable things. So we were riding around Minas Tirith, and I might have been kind of dressed in a U in a box with a cake on my head, holding 2 sparklers.
It was great.
And riding a hobby horse, and it looked like I was about to set the box on fire, and there was like a trail of smoke behind me. So I was like assuring all the NPCs that it was probably fine. But then we stood up on the prow and we kind of looked off at Minas Tirith, and I'm pretty sure nobody planned for anybody to stand on the side of the prow and look off at Minas Tirith and think, I wonder if we can jump off of here. And I'm pretty sure that if they did expect somebody to think that, they didn't expect somebody to then actually do that.
Of course they did.
So, I totally, very innocently, jumped off the prow of Minas Tirith, off the side of the prow, which I haven't tried before, even in regular Minas Tirith, and promptly froze in mid-air, with my feet jittering, one hand holding my hobby horse, one hand, like, stretched out like I'm trying to fly or something, and, yeah, I was pretty well stuck, but it looked like I was, like, flying or something, so that was kind of cool. Gware had a little bit better luck getting out of it. I think she was a little bit taller. But,
It might be.
like, I saw her, like, try to jump and then she disappeared off my screen, so. But yeah, I couldn't move at all. I had to use the stuck command. But it was a pretty cool view of the city. I mean, minus, like, my face swimming in and out of view. And, it was kind of funny. So, that happened. I killed a lot of drakes with Terry and Pineleaf, and we helped save some bats. But we killed all the drakes, and then we found more drakes, and then we killed more drakes. Well, we did dances of summoning for more pieces of paper, because they disappeared when one person used them, and then it took forever for them to spawn again. So yeah, did dances of summoning and slaying of drakes, and it was pretty cool. Though it'd be nice if those papers didn't just disappear for everybody.
Or at least came back a lot
Or
faster.
came back really fast. Like the boxes in the burrow.
We could
that
really
would be
use
really
some
cool.
faster response times on those papers, SSG.
Yeah, cause
Or maybe just counted for everybody in a
or
group.
count it for everybody in a group.
Or make
We were
it not
reading it
disappear
together.
in the first place!
Anyway. The dances of summoning did seem to work eventually. Had to try a few of them, and, you know. But, the Slayer deed is closer to done because we were bored and killing. And then, Arya's went
Wait,
on
you don't
sale.
have your Drake Slayer deed done yet?
I don't think so. I haven't done very many missions, though.
Okay.
As in, I've done approximately 3. Or 5. I don't know. I've done a handful. I should do more. But, Arya's went on sale this week.
Yay!
And even before Terry told me not to,
Which I totally did, by the way. I was
which
like,
she
no,
totally
Sans,
did,
no.
like right away.
But I was too late.
I Arya'd a character, and I may or may not be debating another, but it was fun, and yeah. So I now have a hammer-wielding high elf standing in the Bjorning house looking a little bit lost. But that was the only option for the weapon. So
A hammer-wielding elf.
high
I was
elf.
a little confused
High
also.
What
Yes.
class?
Guardian.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, yeah. Well, I had a lot of fun playing a Guardian on Bull Roar and running around and, like, getting whole groups of mobs mad at me. And so I thought it would be fun to try on live. And then, happiness of happiness, Arya's were on sale. So, I'd been saving up for a full price Arya, which means I can Arya 2 more characters. We'll see what happens. Because that's still a lot of days in Minas Tirith.
Sigh.
So tune in next week for our update on how many Sans actually ends up valoring.
I mean, Bofal hasn't
You guys
snuck to
can't
get his
see
war
this,
steam
but I
yet.
have my hand over my face and I'm shaking my head.
So Terry, how was your week? How many
Well, I didn't
characters
area
did you
anything.
Arya?
I didn't
Oh.
area anything. Actually,
I'm
I
sorry
have
you
not
didn't
bought
have
anything.
a good week this week.
I haven't bought anything that's on sale. I didn't buy carry-alls or anything because I don't have LOTRO points and I also don't have money. So yeah,
I'm sorry.
I'm just looking longingly at store sales and waiting for my mother to be in a good enough mood that I can like hit her up for some cash to buy LOTRO points because I paid this week. I can pay her back, but yeah. I did do lots of missions again. Terry Adwin is now Uskas with the Gobble Aka, which is the third. It's like ally-ish.
Yeah.
But they have to have fancy dwarf names for the Gobble Aka ranks. I reached the marks cap and decided to get some cosmetic thingies, which I don't actually remember what I got, but I sent them to a stout axe because I figured the dwarf could use them. Maybe I'll actually use them, or maybe they'll just sit in somebody's bags forever and a day. I did manage to get the dance off with the goblin leader. That was hilarious. Not just the fact that you do the dance off with the goblin leader, but to get there. I mean, first they're telling you have to be sneaky, and we've talked about Tyrion being sneaky, and it doesn't work as champion. But no, their idea of being sneaky is, well, the goblins are too drunk, first of all, to even notice that you're not a goblin, despite the fact that you're way taller than all of them as a human character. And then you have to help them drink their beer, so they're like matching you one for one. And there's 6 goblins that you're supposed to be drinking under the table. So yeah, and then 2 of them you have to point, and apparently you're just sending them to bed, which was great. And then 2 more you wave bye to, and that also is sending them to bed. So that was really funny. And then there's the great dance off, and it's do a dance, and then do another dance, and then do a different dance, and then do yet another different dance. I think I did regular dance, and then I did dance 1, dance 2, and dance 3. Because even though Terry has the other dances, I didn't feel like popping open the collections panel to find out if she actually did.
I tried them, but they didn't work. So you did a good job.
Oh, okay. They don't even work. That's a shame because they totally should work. And also, we progressed along the Elder Slate storyline. We're actually almost ready to go to war. We have one more little area. It's probably not a little area to go to, but I'm experiencing a lot of fun gathering stuff. Because see, this is why I was questioning Sans' decision to Valar Guardian, because Terry right now is running through missions, gathering stuff up, and just mowing through it all. Because as a guardian, you can gather through it, you can gather the stuff up, and you can weather the storm of it all beating on you. But then it takes so long to kill things because you're not doing much damage.
So what I'm hearing is I should Arya a champion next.
Yeah,
got it.
I mean, if you haven't already, because champion you can just run through today. So today I was in. Like when we were questing on Tuesday, we're running through outside the walls of Gundabad, and I'm just running through and gathering stuff. And I'm like, okay, this looks like enough, and stopping and fighting them. And of course, Sans and Pine are picking off 1 or 2 here and there, which is fine. But running missions, I'm doing that solo. And I was in Scott's Lair today, and I had to destroy worm eggs. And I ran in, and I think I stopped counting at like 8 or 9 of the worm things. Then I had to go back and fight them all by the Drake because he decided he was going to be a pew-pew. And yeah, they all died with... In fact, I actually... Because I was really tired yesterday, but I didn't want to skip yesterday's missions. So somebody on the Academy field trip had mentioned that, hey, you can take the quests and then you can just complete them the next day, which I thought was great. So I did like 2 missions yesterday. Then I just picked up all the mission quests. So I was working through them today. And then I got into today's missions. And then I hit the instance cap because you can only do up to 10 instances in an hour. And oops. Yeah, so I still have to finish today's missions because there's more than 10 total when you do them like that. Yeah, so lots of fun that way. I'm still really bothered by the fact that there's not enough warming stuff to get that stupid frosty buff off of your character if you get that frosty buff. And why an hour? Why? It's so aggravating because you can't pot it off or anything.
You would think at least their furnaces around there would be hot enough.
They have
forge
fires, you have oven fires. We just need a hunter to just stand there and randomly drop campfires on the table. So guys, all the hunters that play LOTRO need to just kind of band together and like come up with this shifts. Like it's this person's turn to just stand there and randomly drop campfires. Like every time your campfire expires, drop a new one. And that benefits everybody in the game.
I have a question actually for science. Why don't you go up and try to hit? No, seriously, try to go up and hit the hot springs in Forakel
before
and see and then see if it works or not.
This actually is leading to my next point because my next point was, well, I know you get rewarded for the Forakel food, which has that buff that takes it off in Forakel, which is where this debuff comes from. So my next plan was I was going to have Sarissa, who I know has the recipes for that food because she's world renowned. I was going to have her craft it, but unfortunately, some powers that be have decided that you can't use ingredient packs to craft that food. You have to actually go fish up the fish that you need to craft food. Because I got all kinds of ingredient packs. I never use the ingredient packs because when you craft stuff with ingredient packs, it's bound to your account. And usually if I'm crafting food to share with a group of people that I play with because I don't really do lots of other crafting. So then she went fishing and I learned a thing. So remember how we were talking not that long ago about hobbies and how the tab says hobbies? The tab no longer says hobbies. The tab says hobby.
Well, that was smart. I can't complain about that anymore.
And I just noticed that yesterday because I decided to go fishing. I didn't fish up any flounder, but yes, and that was like not a change that they mentioned in any of the patch notes. It was just a sneaky little thing that they snuck in there. So well done, SSG, for sneaking one by us there.
Yeah, good thinking.
And maybe now we will stop getting questions about are there going to be more hobbies because there's not a hobbies tab; it's a hobby. And then my Arkenstone Runekeeper ran with the Academy and finished out Volume 1, Book 5. Except I ran the last instance of that mostly asleep because I was really tired yesterday. And so I just put somebody on follow because I started out trying to run along myself. Like I'm 5 levels below the lowest level other person in that group. So I'm not really there for my DPS at all, even despite being a Yellow Line Runekeeper. And so it was just too much work to try and keep up on my own. I was like, okay, I'm just going to put you on follow. Please don't get me stuck or lost. And I actually don't remember beating the Nazgul. I think I fell asleep. I woke up when everybody was talking about we defeated the Nazgul. Okay, job well done.
Yes, we could tell.
I was so tired. I was so tired. Black Friday retail is no joke, guys. So yeah, that was my week. Pine Leaf, how about you?
I will begin with my low-level warden who completed the last of the Mountain of Missions deeds earlier today, thus gaining the Slade Runner title. And as far as I can tell, that is the last of the deeds that you need to complete. And
so what tier is that?
Oh, there are 10 tiers of Mountains of Missions because there are 20 per tier, so 200 total for that.
Okay, I'm just checking for reasons because Terry completed tier 4.
All right, and I must say that I'll be very much surprised if anyone else has completed that at level 20 yet. I strongly doubt anyone else has because then no one else would be that insane. But now that I've got every single deed done relating to it and have satisfied my curiosity of being able to do that little challenge there, I guess I could turn off that tortoise stone now and actually start leveling my character.
Yeah.
Yeah, how about that? We'll see something about that and see if I could do some leveling using missions. As for my high-level warden, I completed the penultimate missions rep level, or tier, I guess. I don't know, Faberall or something like that. I can never remember those crazy names that they
Is it
have.
Faberall, or is there one after that?
Well, there's one app. That's why I said penultimate.
Okay, because Faberall is the one that gets you the goat. So
Yeah,
it's
that's one
whatever
that gets
comes
you. Yeah,
after Faberall.
yeah, the one after Faberall, I really can't remember the name of that one. That's a real mouthful. Which
Because dwarves needed special names for their reputation, guys.
right.
I mean, it's
So what?
probably really just dwarvish, but I keep feeling like saying "bless you."
It's like Iskas and Uzkas and just why?
Or have the
Right.
translation in parentheses, please, so that I can figure out
Yeah,
how close
or
I am.
that.
Yeah, let's see. Okay, the first rep level is called Sucker. The second rep level is it's called Meat Shield. The third
That would be funny. That would be really funny.
The third one is you're still doing this?
the third one is still doing this. Fourth one is Scout, and fifth one is You survived. Yes, you got the whole thing that's going on in there. But yes, I finally got to that road, and I also started a series of doing each of the individual missions in there. So I'm doing two missions per episode. So that means it'll take me 40 episodes in order to do all 80 of those things. So I am doing all of those in the YouTube series, my Missions 101 series. So I got a bit of time to go on there, and I've managed to so far get 6 of the days worth of there, so I have 4 more sets to do before I'll have that all done, though it's going to be a while before all of those get posted. And then on Friday Night Fights, I joined in it was the mid-level group that I joined in. We were about 80-ish. Was about where we were, about 82, 83. And we ran Samath Goal because apparently they wanted a little bit extra help because last week they tried it with 4 and they weren't very, very successful in that. So this week we tried it again. We ran into a lot of trolls. We tried to do it at 79 with no success. We were just ripped to pieces inside of the first boss's room. Absolutely could not get past him. So we decided, all right, all we want to do is to finish this quest so that we could advance the epilogue deed, right? Yep. Then we decided, let's run it at 65 so that we could actually get through it. Oh, and we still only barely, I think in 2 cases, we were just a hair from getting wiped out when we killed the boss. So even when running at 65 with level 80-ish characters, we were still getting smacked in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah. But at least I don't have to worry about that instance on that character again. And that's it for our weekend LOTRO. Next we have a little article by Squirrel talking about the present set dates for the Amazon Lord of the Rings MMO that they are planning in there. And apparently Squirrel found the documents which in the contract talks about the various dates that are currently in there. Of course, we all know about deadlines. They are things that you enjoy because you feel the breeze as they fly by. But currently, apparently, the open beta for the PC version is scheduled to start on January 1st, 2023. So we got a couple of years before that starts. For the Xbox, they are expecting their content being ready. There's actually Xbox and PS4 seem to have the same dates for that, and that is within 6 months of the open beta date to have the content ready on the Xbox One and PS4, and then to have a commercial launch within 12 months. So I guess that means January 1st, 2024, to have full launch on Xbox One and PS4. They don't talk about the launch date on PC, but I would presume that's going to be sometime in 2023. I have no idea how long open beta will be, and I have a feeling that nobody at Amazon has any idea how long open beta will be. But those are the current schedule dates. And of course, we all know, how often do they actually meet such dates? Anyone have any idea on that?
Nope.
Nope. But that's it for our little look on how long it is, because I'm sure some people are curious as when is that launching, and apparently that's maybe 2.5 years would be my best guess. We will have to find out. We currently have 14 supporters on Patreon. If you'd like to join this illustrious array of players and help support LOTRO players, you can go to the donations page. You can support the Players Alliance on Patreon. Your money would be used for our podcast hosting, website hosting, and to pay for our live shows. If you would like to support us without joining Patreon, you could contact Drac at lotraplayers.com. We did not receive any emails this week, but if you'd like to send one, you can send it to podcast@lotraplayers.com. You could also follow us on Twitter at the Players Alliance at Players Ally, Loach Players at Loach Players, Erendis at Erendis, Pineaf at Pineaf News, Sandwinda at Sandwinda, Terry Edwin at Terry Edwin, Guarendis at Guarendis, Calabathian at Calabathian. The Players Alliance has 2 shows. On Wednesdays at 7 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, we have DDO Players News, and on Saturdays at 8:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, we have Loach Players News. You can source for our shows at loachplayers.com/live. And that's all for tonight. And this is Pineaf News reminding you to skirmish responsibly.